there, I am Lisa Knox. I am the owner and founder of Knox Law Mediation, where I serve my Tampa Bay, Pinellas, Pasco, and Polk County community through family law representation and mediation. Today, I just wanted to reach out to you all and, discuss some things, give you some information. Please note, this is not an advertisement. I'm not advertising my services. I am just trying to give you some knowledge, plant some seeds of knowledge. And so hopefully you'll have a garden of understanding that will grow. But with that being said, one of the things that I want to give, my community information about is the art and the power of a prenuptial agreement. So you see, when you're engaged, you're happy, you're in love, you have the butterflies. Immediately, most people immediately get busy and they start planning, their wedding. But a lot of times we forget to plan for the actual marriage. How is the marriage going to go? And so often I hear, and I see on the post where people say, oh my gosh, if my, fiance, if my, fiancé ever, brings up the issue of a prenuptial agreement, then I'll know that he or she doesn't love me, that they expect that we're going to end up in divorce, that they don't think we're going to work. And you know what? I am here to tell everyone, a prenuptial agreement does not say that. A prenuptial agreement does not mean that the other person thinks that your marriage will not last, or that you two are not truly in love, or that they're planning for the worst. That's not the case at all. You know what a prenuptial agreement actually says? It says, hey, I'm so enthralled with you. I'm so enamored by you now that if for some unknown reason, unforeseen reason, we are ever to have any kind of disagreement on what's going to happen in our marriage, I want us to already have an agreement, a contract made up that was made when we were happy and in love. So that way we can refer back to it when we're not feeling quite so loving, quite so happy. Understand that a prenuptial agreement does not have to come into place solely because you all are getting a divorce. It comes into place, God forbid, if one of you should die without having a will. It can also come into place with the expectations of your marriage. It is, for all intents and purposes, a contract. And here in the state of Florida, you are free to contract how you choose, as long as it doesn't, involve illegal actions, and as long as it doesn't, go against what's best for the general population. So for instance, you can't contract that my spouse is going to make love to me 4 times a week, right? You can't contract that. But what you can do is you can say, it's expected that my house that I purchased before I got married, my house will still be held for my son, because that belongs to the son that I had in a prior relationship before I met my spouse. Or it does mean, hey, in the event that something should happen to me and my property is gaining a whole bunch of rental income, that rental income should be considered marital, and my spouse should be able to continue to take from that rental income as he chooses in the event that I should pass away. That can be in a prenuptial agreement. You can literally agree to everything possible. The only other thing outside of something illegal or something that's against, public policy, the only other thing is that you can't agree or make any agreements about children in the future. So you can't say, okay, I'm going to pay this amount in child support. You can't say, we're going to do this kind of parenting plan if it doesn't work out. Can't do any of that. Okay. But anything else is sort of on the table, open to negotiation, as creative as you can possibly get. And sometimes that's great for a marriage. Sometimes it's let's look back at it and see what was so important to us then, what has changed. And keep in mind, a prenuptial agreement doesn't stop a couple of things. So let's go ahead and put that out there, right? You can do a prenuptial agreement. It does not stop one person from giving a gift to their spouse. So in the instance that I say, hey, the house that I purchased Before I met and married my spouse, I want that to still be my, mine only, so that I can leave it to my son. It doesn't mean that 10 years down the line, I can't put my spouse's name on the deed and gift my spouse that house. It does not mean that 10 years down the line, I can't have bought a second house and just given that to my spouse. Can't mean, it doesn't stop me from doing that. It doesn't stop any kind of gift if you don't want it to. And to be very honest with you, if you decide, hey, if the two of you all decide, hey, we don't want to live by this prenuptial agreement anymore, that's not what we want to do anymore, then guess what? You destroy it. Sign an agreement that the prenuptial agreement that you previously signed is no longer in place, that you all voluntarily destroyed it and don't want to abide by it. You're no longer bound by it, and so be it. Not a problem, right? But it is a tool for you to use. I have done countless divorces where everyone got married and they didn't expect to be divorced. And then when divorce was looming, this is going to be completely uncontested. We don't have anything to fight about. 2, we need to go to trial. I want to go ahead and nail him or her to the wall. When you have a prenuptial agreement, what are you fighting about? As long as it's a valid prenuptial agreement, those are the terms. Those are the terms that you all had and you agreed to when you were happy. So that now, if you're not quite happy, you don't have to actually take each other's dignity. So Lisa Knox with Knox Law Mediation. Today, I'm inviting you all to, consider that seed of a prenuptial agreement. Once again, just to recap, you can be as creative as you want to, as long as it's within certain guidelines. That doesn't stop you from giving each other gifts of certain things, if that's what you want to do. And at the end of the day, if you all have the prenuptial agreement, and then later on, you both decide, we don't want to abide by this prenuptial agreement, we don't want to be bound by it, it's very simple to unwind. Lisa Knox with Knox Law Mediation. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.